We drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down, we're getting on fire, we're raising up higher. The bottle is up, we're over the top, it's time to get wild. The time of a life, it's happening now. We're out of control, together we're rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air.
So everybody knows.
Andrew Tate, as you can see, is back home after being released from jail, and boy, he's...
So everybody knows the story about Leonidas, and he selected 300 Spartans to go to the hot gates at Thermopylae and stand to the last man to hold back the advance.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab my headphones out of my car. I forgot them. It looks like I got some follows. Exo, la la la, Funky Lime. Thank you, by the way, for those. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something out of the car. Okay. I'm back. I kind of ran. I ran around. Check. Check one. Okay, cool. We're on. Put this over here. I don't need this. Not gonna stream for too long. Pretty tired. Had our first day of paddling today. It was, you know, it's always a little bit harder getting back into it, but it's very good. I feel good. I'm just kind of beat, just kind of tired. Probably will fall asleep during the stream. So what I'm looking for today is a video on let's get the music going. Okay. Whew. Hey Code, what's up my brother? Today I'm doing kind of caretaking sometimes for different people. And I was taking care of a guy who has one leg. Made me think of you. Is that weird to say? I'm looking for a video. Godot networking. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this video, like get it to where I can, I'm kind of giving up basically on making the game work with controller. I think I'm probably gonna just make it so it works with keyboard too, and I'm just gonna use keyboard while in the development process, and then I can test the specific analog stuff live. There are a couple ways to do it, but they're all kind of just convoluted to the point where it's like I should just practice with arrow keys. And realistic, that's probably what most people are gonna play with anyway, arrow keys and mouse. Mouse I'll probably try to implement later, but so yeah, I don't want to do like the scene tree, only playing one spawner. It just seems like something that is like just if it goes away when it's actually a live client on the web, like who cares? You know what I mean? Like who cares? For the player, it's not going to make a difference. The feature is in the game, you know? So at this point, I made that Google Doc. Let's look at it. So Local server login, I've got that. Well, sort of. Okay, well, I can finish setting this up. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have it set your email. Yeah, basically, I'm just prototyping to see if I can get all the core features and functionality that I want. So actually, this is probably better. It's probably better to add the local server login. And really, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the chat functionality first. Because I don't think... Well, actually, no. I see why I did it that way now. No, I'll do chat first. So... because I can just use... Right now, it'll have like a random ID, right? And that's fine. So I'll try to set up chat tonight. That's what I'll do. Well, I'll also finish setting up keyboard controls. So let's do that first. I'm going to add that in here. Keyboard controls. I'll actually make a keyboard mouse controls. Let's call it inputs. Sound a little bit more professional. So basically that's going to be easy. This is going to take like 5 seconds. So it'll make me feel like I did a lot. Project settings. Basically I just have to add now, just with that little bit of work, if I do a host and then I do a join, you see they work. They work separately. So let's go ahead and add the animation back. Just because I took it out because I was trying to check off everything that could possibly be wrong. So we can re-add the animation here. Okay, let me remove it. Is there... Oh, there. I got one at the top. That's why. There we go. So just... and then I have to actually move the... move it. Oh, no, it's good. The move-in slide should be good. Okay. So the animation should not be synced right now. Just the movement. Okay, well that didn't work. I think that had to do with physics though, so that's okay. So we got a host, and then move this guy over. Join. Yeah, see, it was just physics. Okay, so now I just gotta sync animation. That's pretty easy to do. So I come back over here to multiplayer synchronizer, and then I go to add property, animated sprite 2D, and then we'll do I don't know if it's sprite frames or animation. Let's try animation first. can't spawn them right on top of each other. That's something I gotta fix too. Let me put that in my little list. I'll kind of put that down here. Collision making login fly away. Okay, so if we do play, just gotta make sure to move them first, right? Host, move them, join. Okay, so if we put them both here. Okay, so the animation is actually playing, but it's like not playing at the right speed. So it's like we're part of the way there. I don't really know what specific synchronizer you're supposed to use, but we can keep trying different stuff. That's how I roll. So let's try to do sprite frames, and I'm actually gonna turn off those just to see if I need both of them. I'm always trying to use as little code as little settings as possible to do what I want to do. Host, join. Forgot to run them away, but okay, so that made them disappear. So that's not working. Turn it back on. Host. Join. Okay, so for whatever reason, the sprite frame 2D makes it like break. So let's delete that. Whoa, there's a speed scale? There's a speed scale in animation? For example, if this value is 1, then the animation plays at normal speed. Oh, speed scale is just... Oh, okay. So speed scale is just, it's not like a, changes the speed. Maybe I should try the speed scale. Let's try it. Doesn't do it. Just make some float. So that doesn't do anything. So I got the animation. Maybe it's frames. Let's try that one. Did somebody say something? I don't see it on my screen. I didn't see it in my Twitch chat. That's very odd. Whatever, I guess. I heard the chat sound, but nothing came out. Let me turn on my bot real quick. Server settings. So I got accounts. I'm watching YouTube. Why is it not showing your stuff in my chat? Oh, you're watching on YouTube. Oh, I forgot I even stream it on YouTube. Let me open that up. That's so funny. I'm like, what? YouTube? Nobody watches me on YouTube, bro. I mean, nobody watches me, but YouTube even more so. Let me pull it up. That's so funny. I didn't even know what was happening. You gotta be like the first person to do this in like a year. Okay. What am I working on? I'm watching on YouTube. Oh gosh, you're gonna make me start using the other chat thing. So I'm just setting up some like multiplayer stuff on a local server. I'm gonna add a couple more features, and then did I just close my YouTube window like a freaking idiot? Such a bad streamer. But yeah, I'm basically adding a couple more, and then I'm gonna start testing it live on the interwebs. I'll make it so you guys can log in too if you want. But basically, long-term goal is I want to make kind of a low-key, low-budget action RPG, kind of a retro indie action RPG multiplayer game. I would say MMO, but there's probably, if we're being honest, there's probably never going to be more than like 100 people on it. So that's more our online ARPG than it is MMORPG. But it will be open world with the shared instance for everybody who's online. I'll just make it so you can get on, you can go kill some slimes. That type of thing. So I like got that YouTube video open and then I closed it like a freaking moron. But yeah, welcome to my stream on YouTube. Nobody comes to me through YouTube, so I really just leave the YouTube. I do YouTube just so I have the VODs saved, because Twitch deletes your VODs. If you, it deletes your VODs after like 3 months or a month or something like that. I don't even know. I don't worry about it because I simultaneously upload everything to YouTube. So you're not technically supposed to, but so far I haven't gotten taken down yet, so it seems to be fine. If Twitch did give me a hard time, I would probably just stop doing it. And if they deleted my account, I would just stream on YouTube only. That's how I would do it. I would just move away from YouTube, or move away from Twitch. It's gonna be kind of a fantasy, futuristic fantasy, I'd say. It's like kind of sci-fi, but it's not really sci-fi. It's more like futuristic fantasy, you know? Like the best example of futuristic fantasy is like Star Wars. But my game won't really be like a Star Wars clone, but that's gonna be the setting. Okay, so still trying to figure out how to sync the So replication, how do I replicate these animated sprite to the speed scale? So I actually do need to sync the speed scale because I change it. And add from path. Speed scale. So I do need the speed scale, and maybe the frame too. Let's try it. Oh, it works. Unfortunately, I'll never be able to test. Look at that. Very cool. I gotta figure out something with the physics of the player to where they don't knock each other when they come in. Maybe I can like make them really heavy or something. You think that's funny, Code? I'm working on a desktop pet stuck on figuring out how to enable mouse pass-through. I don't even know what that means. What is mouse pass-through? Hey, so the YouTube is not working on my... It doesn't work on the OBS, right? The chat's not coming through? No, it doesn't. I guess that's fine for now. I had it so it worked with both in the past, but it's kind of a hassle. The way to do it would be to have a separate Streamlabs account to create an additional widget. But they wouldn't like... They would like go on top of each other, so it's kind of weird. I think if you want to be on the stream, you just got to come to Twitch. That's how it's going to be. But yeah, I can read your messages, so it's fine. It's no big. Okay, now I have it set up so I can read both chats. Being super pro. Okay, so that all works, so I can get my checklist. Dude, I forgot to announce that I'm live on my Twitch. What a forgetful ding dong. Okay. So I'm gonna probably use a video tutorial to do this. So that works. The mouse inputs work. Well, I should figure out the collision thing. Hey, what's up, Code Rad? Good morning, my European friend. Welcome to my stream. It's going good. I got the multiplayer crap working. Watch. So you can control them separately. Here's the host. Then you join it. And you can see that I can control both of them separately. Now this is on a local host with no lag, so we'll see how it works in real life. But Godot is supposed to have some really good prediction stuff. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now the thing I'm trying to fix is there's like physics issues where things like fly too much if they collide. So I gotta figure that out. I don't really know where those settings even are in Godot. What time is it? It's the same time as it is for you. It's 9. Oh, actually, yours is an hour. You're like 10 a.m., right? It's like 9:13 p.m. Oh, so it's an hour. Well, I mean, it's technically 11 hours ahead, right? So I'm like 11 hours back. You're East Coast? That's some East Coast time you're throwing at me. I am no one special. It's 3:13 for you too, right, Code? Code Mora, not Code Red Games. Yeah. I know the East Coast times because I play with gamers on the East Coast sometimes. The local variable velocity is shadowing an already declared property at the base class. I don't see why they're warning me about this. Anybody have any clues? Like, they're saying this line, I'm not supposed to say velocity. Whoa, I'm looking at my YouTube stream, it's like super far behind. YouTube, man. My YouTube stream is like 10 minutes ago. I think they maybe don't Because of your var? Oh, so velocity already exists, that's what you're saying? It's already declared in the character body 2D? Oh, okay, so that's why. That's why they warned me against it. Okay, that's easy to fix. Godot is really good about giving you, like, clues about what to do. Ready, not found. Player input relative to root room. On replication. So this one is saying that it can't process the spawn because it didn't happen yet. That's something that won't be an issue on actual multiplayer when I'm set up correctly. Okay, so CodeRad Games, how is that that one new move you're trying to make? Did you get it, or did you give up for the day? The one you said you've been working on for a while. It's like a little, I don't know. Gave up. It's probably best to give up. You gotta keep moving, man. You gotta keep moving. Like, you can't get too hung up. Once something takes more than like 8 hours or even 4, it's like, do something else, because you can passively kind of generate a solution for that problem while you're multitasking. Like, you can't underestimate the power of like passively solving problems. Yeah, exactly. And those are just coming all the time. Oh, jinx. We said like, yeah, exactly at the same time. But yeah, don't get over it. Cause I do that all the time. Speaking from, like, I get it. I get when you, like, me and you, we're like the type of people who finish things, you know? Which is a really great trait for a game developer. But if you are that type of personality that likes to finish shit and then move on to the next, because I'm very much that way. Like, I like to do something and then move on to the next thing. It's really hard to like start something and then just leave it and come back to it. For some people, that's not hard, but I feel like for me and you, that's something that's a challenge. So it's something to watch out for. It's good. That's usually a good trait because you're the type of person who like finishes things and puts them out and gets them done, you know? But it's not a good trait when you come across something that just can't be forced, you know? Yeah, you don't know how to solve it. You don't know how to do it well. Sometimes the solution too is abandoning the feature. Like, you can't have one feature hold your whole project hostage, you know what I mean? It's not about the rights of the, it's not like people, like, it's not about their individual rights. It's about whatever makes the game the best overall. And it's very easy to let one feature hijack your entire project, you know? And it would be really awesome. I'm sure it wouldn't, because otherwise you wouldn't even care. But, you know, there's lots of awesome. There's lots of awesome things you can do. There's lots. But I say this as somebody who struggles with it myself. Like, for example, for me, I was trying to set it up so that in testing, I could use my analog controller, because the way these controllers work is they control every single window. So I can't test the game in localhost with this. I have to, so finally, just tonight, I decided I'm just gonna add keyboard controls, and in the development process, I can use my keyboard. But then when I go live, when I'm doing live testing, I'll do the analog then. You know, so it's kind of like a solution, but it's kind of not. It's just something I'm going to have to deal with throughout the whole process. I'm going to have to check analog only kind of on live servers. Because you can't do multiple windows, because this controller controls all the windows that are open. There's no way to, unless I wanted, one thing I could do is I could open another instance of Windows and then open the game in that. So that's kind of a little bit overkill, though. I'd rather, what I will do is I'll have multiple computers and then I'll test it with like one computer having the game open and then another. That'll probably be what I do. And you know, like later on. Okay, so I'm gonna be watching this video about chat functionality. So hopefully I can find it. YouTube's crazy. I gotta be careful not to get too distracted. Man, I started paddling today. I'm like, ugh, this is hard. So this is the creator that creates the video I used. And he did it pretty early on in his videos. So he made it seem like it's super easy. It's interesting with Godot, like a dedicated server is actually relatively easy to execute because all you do watching this YouTuber recently, he sold his house, now he works full-time. I mean, did he make enough money to support himself before he sold his house? Because, I mean, it's not ballsy necessarily if you're already... Like, for me or you now, I think it would be ballsy, right? Oh, so you're saying he sold his house and then he's just gonna live off of it. Well, I mean, it's not just about if you have enough balls. You also have a wife, right? So, I mean, she's got to be on board too, which it sounds like it's the case for him, you know? Not a lot of wives would be on board with that. And kids, yeah. I would say, I mean, that sounds really cool, but he's got to be making some money from his thing. And also too, like, he's making a video, so he has to make it so it's not boring, so he's gonna make the story more dramatic than it really is. I mean, you should, like, if you're a content creator, you should make things have a larger scale than they actually do. You should make stuff a bigger deal than it actually is. Oh yeah, 2 years, you're not gonna be able to finish shit. That's like I work easily like full time. Maybe not the last 4 months, but up until that point, I worked easily full time on game dev, with maybe another 4-month break somewhere in there. And I mean, now I think I could probably maybe do something like in 2 years from now. And you probably could too, right? Like if you were to start a new project now, you could probably put something out in 2 years because of the experience you've gained. And I would say the same for me, even though I worked in a different engine, just in general, like knowing what I'm doing, I'm much better at coding now than I was like 2 years ago. You only own $35 in a year from YouTube? I spent 2.5 years on 20 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, I mean, my game's only 4 hours, really. Unless you play the scalable stuff, which is just kind of numbers. Yeah, your game looks like it's kind of bordering on like AAA / like, especially recently. Like, your stuff just keeps getting better and better, and it's like... Google Bard. AI access to the internet? What does that even mean? Good. It can help you code based on real-time Godot 4 docs. You I've tried using ChatGPT for some tutorials and they weren't that good. Just gonna be honest. They weren't like better than the stuff on the Google Docs on the, I don't know. Like the code was not that good. What it does is it's just like an average of like what all the tutorials out there are. And eventually it's just gonna be an average of a lot of different averages. I think, Code Red, I think it's fine to do it full time, but if you have people who are relying on you and that you're accountable to, it's a different story. Like for me, I'm just me, right? I don't have any kids, I don't have a wife. So I can do whatever the hell I want. Like I basically, when I have done game dev, I do work full time and then I'll just work a little bit on the side to kind of make ends meet, So, I mean, I think that's fine too, but you can take more risk when you're by yourself. That's part of why I stayed single, I thought it would help me just do the things I want to do. And it's kind of true. But it's also like having people depend on you too is also good sometimes because it forces you to succeed. I wouldn't say that, Code. I would say that I mean, I wouldn't sell a house. That sounds ridiculous. Like, how much money do you need? Why not just work part-time and keep paying the bills? I don't know. It just sounds... I'd have to watch the video and know more about it, but it sounds like... Like, why would you sell your house? Maybe if you're upside down on your mortgage, it makes sense. But if you've already paid off a portion of it, like, don't you have to live somewhere? Like, was it like an overly extravagant house or something? Like, if they sold it, did they move into like a cheaper dwelling? And if that's the case, I don't know what it's like in your area, but if it was here, I would say just freaking rent it and rent a crappier, like rent it out and then rent a crappier place. So I mean, I don't know. Sounds weird. It hits me with some like, I don't really trust YouTubers. Watch it later? Yeah, maybe I will watch it later. I would watch it now. Maybe I'll watch it on stream, but I don't want to watch it now because I'm like trying to finish stuff. Where is his chat functionality stuff? Might be this one. No, it's not this one. I have to say, like, the little bit of UI stuff I've done with Godot, it's like the easiest engine for UI. Yeah, no, Unity is way harder. Godot is like, the way it's like split up, it's just very simple. I think I do prefer the way that nodes work compared to objects. Objects still exist, but I think nodes are better with the hierarchy. Like it makes you think more in terms of like a hierarchy of like stuff. So where objects make you think more in terms of like, I don't know, it's just it's different, but I like the way Godot does it better. It seems more intuitive to me. new HTML one? That's cool. I would like that if that's true, because I love making stuff in CSS and HTML. That's my jam. Web developer. I updated a website today. I had to like delete a whole bunch of plugins and just create the function of the plugins myself. Because they were old. Nowadays when I make websites, I don't use any free shit. Everything is like cost money. Free shit breaks. When you pay for something, people will keep up with it because they're making money off of it. So it gives them incentive to keep working on it. I thought there was a chat thing on this. Oh, this is the one. Networking demonstration. Okay, so we'll watch this.
Video, I'm going to show you how to make this simple multiplayer game where you can either host or join a server. You can move your character around, type out and send a message that will appear above your character, or you can click on a character and it will display a message showing the ID of the player who clicked it. I have a starting project here. This and the completed project will be available in the description below. We'll begin by heading into the script attached to the main scene. So I have a few things set up in this script. At the very top, an eNet multiplayer peer is created. This is an object that handles all the networking. Typically this
is how I do it now. I add the port and the address separately because I'm going to do a dedicated server eventually, and yeah.
Address will be the IP of another machine, but for development purposes the client will connect to a server on the same computer, which can be achieved by using a loopback address. The standard loopback address is either localhost or 127.0.0.1. The number we use for the port isn't that important as long as it isn't reserved. Generally, the first 1024 ports are reserved, so anything above that should be safe. Next, there are two event handlers for the...
I made my port 9000 because power level 9000!
Signals of the host and join buttons. The host event handler sets the text of a label at the top of the window to server, and the join event handler sets it to client.
It's over 9000. Maybe I should have made it 9001. Inside dev joke for your networking programming.
The menu invisible.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do... Yeah, if it's 9001, then I can be like, it's over 9000. You know that was like a translation error. And it kind of just... It like affected the whole show. Because it was only 5,000 in Japanese. But if you look at like the power levels in Dragon Ball Z, they got like crazy with the American version. And I think it was because the people who were translating didn't realize it was like going to matter. They didn't even realize it was going to make it past probably the first season, where the Japanese anime, they already established that it was like a very successful manga, you know, and it was going to keep going. So the power levels got basically by the time the Frieza saga was over, which is like the next arc in Dragon Ball Z, the power levels were like double in the US, in the English version, what they were in the Japanese. Because in the Japanese, he said his power level's over 5,000. And then they changed it. They thought 9,000 sounded better in English. Yeah, second form Frieza was over 1 million. But the I don't know the exact specifics, but I do know that it was around like Super Saiyan Goku. By the end of Frieza arc was like half in Japanese what he was in the US. Because the numbers just got crazy, and they like the U.S. translators would be like, well, you know, 9,000 sounds better, 2 million sounds better, or whatever. Certain big numbers sound better in different languages, you know. But it kind of still hunts Dragon Ball Z to this day, because there's never been like a power up that was just like more ridiculous than during the Frieza arc. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, for example, Also, like in the English, they added numbers, right? Where the Japanese didn't even really say. They would say like it's many times more powerful. And then like English translators would say it's like 50 times more powerful just because, it's like a more dramatic thing. Like Super Saiyan, to my knowledge, wasn't 50 times at first, but the Americans did that. And then actually kind of backtracked where it became like a thing in Japan after from the American translations.
Lastly, there is an event handler that runs when text is submitted to a line edit named message input at the bottom of the window.
Okay, message input submitted. So this is the thing I need to do. Function on message input submitted, new text. So he's probably still going to put in a... Oh, I just realized. Now that I'm looking at this is really easy. You just make oh, wow. I already my brain just connecting the dots on how to do it.
Start by creating a server. In the host pressed event handler, we'll tell the multiplayer peer to create a server. The first parameter is the port the server will listen to for incoming messages.
Yeah. So for mine, I have a set port, so easy.
It's just an object in this script class. To tell the game that this is in charge of networking, we set it to the multiplayer peer property on the multiplayer API. Each multiplayer...
I am no one special. You're a Dragon Ball fan. That's cool. They did like a survey walking around the street, and they had random famous people, and more people knew who Goku is than Kevin Durant and all the famous basketball players. So freaking Dragon Ball characters are freaking popular. More people knew who... it's kind of nuts how big those characters are. And even the last movie, they sold they made 200 million in sales, right? And they all were limited viewings in the United States alone. And it's they don't even market it. The US didn't even market it. Imagine if they marketed those Dragon Ball movies, the new ones. It would just be insane. It would be Avengers level box offices, but nobody even knew that it was happening. People were like, there's a Dragon Ball movie? What? I missed it. That was basically the experience I have. No one didn't know that Avatar wasn't coming out, but nobody knew about it. But just about everybody didn't know that there were new Dragon Ball movies. I actually really liked the last one, Superhero. I thought it was really fun. Not my favorite Dragon Ball movie, but I really liked it.
Has a unique ID. I'll retrieve it by calling getUniqueID in the multiplayer API and display it using another label near the top of the window. Now let's create a client that can join this server. In the join pressed event handler, the code will be mostly the same, except we'll create a client on the multiplayer
I'm mainly
peer.
just watching
It takes
for the
IP
chat.
address of the host to connect to, as well as the port that host server is listening to.
Lighthearted and fun, yeah. Yeah, it's not my... Actually, Broly is probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. Dragon Ball Super Broly. I thought that movie was pretty epic. And I think a lot of people like Broly more than Superhero. But, it's fine. It's the interesting thing about Broly, compared to, most Dragon Ball content in general, there wasn't really, a huge power-up. Nobody other than maybe Broly got stronger during the movie. Gogeta had already made an appearance, right? In a previous, actually it was Vegito. So that was actually Gogeta's first movie appearance in the Dragon Ball Super continuity. But still, Vegito's comparable in power, so it's it wasn't they got stronger, they just did fusion, which I kind of thought was cool. But Dragon Ball Superhero, it was they did a ridiculous power up. Gohan went from being fodder, and same with Piccolo, to being on the level of Vegeta and Goku. It's just kind of ridiculous. They could have there's some things if I wrote that movie, a fan version, I would do differently, but it's fine. I wouldn't say that for Broly. For Broly, the story, the length, the plot, the fighting, everything I thought was great. Like I had no complaints coming out of that movie. I didn't leave it like I wish they did this instead or they did that instead. Where with Dragon Ball Super, I felt that way a lot. Or Dragon Ball Super Superhero, there was a lot of things in that movie that I felt like maybe they should have done it this way or that way. But yeah, Broly, I didn't feel that about it. I was like, that movie is beautiful. I watched it like 6 times in the theater. I'm not even exaggerating.
Important to point out here that you won't be able to connect to machines over the internet, only those on your local network. There's around this, but that's a topic for another video. Now let's add some player characters. I have a player character scene set up already. Its script has a little bit of code in the physics process function that checks for WASD key presses that move it in 4 horizontal directions, as well as an event handler.
It's interesting he does this. It's like he doesn't know how to use Godot. Like you should use the input method that's built into the game. It'll be much easier and much less conflicting of all this crap, but I don't know, whatever, dude. Also, too, he's making a shooter and he's not using the analog stick or the mouse. It's like, what? Like your mouse turning in a shooter? What? Who would do that in their way? Like who would design? It's not like super like N64 era. Even then we had analog sticks. It's either analog or mouse for shooters. It's like really weird. I guess he's just doing the movement first, but whatever. It's like this is not the way you should have a control. Like for me, I'm like get my control working the way I want it first. It's like the first thing I do, even before I do the
Character is clicked. The scene has 2 child label 3Ds flagged as billboards. One displays the name of the scene, and the other will display a message sent from the player controlling it. There's also an area 3D that detects mouse clicks.
Okay, so I already know how I'm going to do this. I don't have to watch this. And I'm not probably going to finish this tonight, but I'll start it. Basically, in this level scene here, we're going to add some UI elements. You know what, actually, I should set up the camera first. So let's do that. Let's do the camera. So we're going to make the camera a child node of this. And then I have to sync it with the multiplayer synchronizer. So I got to put it above it. And then we got to go in here and go to the hell? It's supposed to let me edit it. You have to close the test window. Huh. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Shit. I'm in the wrong scene. Hey, thank you for the follow. I am no one special. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. Or sister, whatever you are. Yeah, like, when it comes to Dragon Ball, dude, like, I just want them to keep making stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be... Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's never going to be as good as, like, Gohan versus Cell. And I agree. To me, that was the pinnacle of Dragon Ball. Like, it has not... We have not done anything that surpassed Gohan versus Cell. We topped out there. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with... But I still want Dragon Ball content. Like, I don't care if it's never going to get any better than it was. That's not a big deal. I just want more. Okay, so I need to do the camera 2D. Is there like a position? Camera 2D. Yeah, position. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's just test this real quick. Make sure this works. Okay, so join. Host. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try one time and move my guy like I'm supposed to. Oh, it's not working. Like at all. Oh. You like Zamasu? Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I don't think Zamasu is better than Cell Arc. I'm assuming you're younger than me, because I was around when like Cell came out, so it might be a nostalgia. When Gohan like kind of realized he like got too cocky and he like had it was just so much more emotional than any other, honestly, of any shonen I've ever really experienced, you know? This idea of like he let his dad die because he was too cocky, but he had to like get his shit together, a little kid, and take care of this guy who was stronger than him already. And it's like, I don't know. That hit me harder than any anime has, than pretty much anything that's ever hit me. So I do like Zamasu, and I thought that the arc was really good, and I'm not saying I don't like it, but it definitely didn't hit me with the same level of like, oh, holy shit, this is crazy. But if some people like it more, that doesn't bother me. I think most of the people I talk to, and maybe it's because we're boomers, we don't feel that there's any comparison. Like, we don't feel that Zamasu arc is like comparable to, you know. Why did the camera make it disappear? That's so weird. Oh, I see, because the camera's not on him. The camera's got to be moved so that it's on his freaking face. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, and now I grab the other one. Join. Oh, the camera's affecting both of them. Oh. The camera's going with whoever logged in last. So that's not right. Oh, this is one of those things I thought would be simple, but it's turning out to be a little bit more complicated. Yeah, I want each player to have their own camera. Yeah, I'm 40. So if you're 31, you were like 1 when that came out in the US. And I actually watched it in Japanese. So in Hawaii, anime was popular a lot earlier because a lot of Japanese people here and Asians. So I watched it well before it came out in English. I watched it when I was like 12. It blew my mind. So this one's working now, but when I join, this one takes... Oh, what the hell? Now the control is synced? Oh my gosh, everything is messed up. Maybe I shouldn't sync the camera position, actually. That actually makes... Why would I sync it? I'm like overthinking it. It's still affecting... Weird, adding the camera like messed it up. How is that? a thing. Why would the Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard. Oh my gosh, dude. Think camera is bugged? It might be my lack of skill too. Okay, yeah, so the newer, whoever logs in, oh no, the host, it looks like, has control of the camera. So whoever is the host gets the camera. It's like Sonic 2 when Tails first appeared. That was weird because I turned the camera off. Why was it still working? Oh, because... Yeah, this one doesn't control the camera. Okay, so... Let me try to turn the synchronizer on again. Position. Host. Join. Yep. It favors the host. Huh. That's odd. Probably not going to stream too much longer. I'm pretty tired. But let me figure this out. Is there any settings in here that I can edit? Anchor point. What is position versus anchor point? Position relative to the... Oh. This one is relative to the parent. This one is the actual anchor. Let's try that. So... an anchor has like a specific mode. Drag center. I'll try it, see if it works. Host. Yeah, it doesn't work. Huh, this is gonna be an issue. This is an unforeseen thing I gotta figure out. I think I'm gonna figure this out later. Let's see who's streaming. I'm really tired. We had our first day of canoe paddling today, and it broke my heart. I was crying in the canoe. Tears were coming out of my eyes. Because it was hard, and I'm tired now. I need to go lay down. Dude, Lois.
Dissolving. It's crispy, juicy, tender, as in juicy.
So let's search for Godot creator.
For a limited time, try our new Bacon Ranch Deluxe McCrispy meal for just $10.99.
Snap your W-2 and file your simple tax return with both Fed and State for free.
Is he using Godot? It doesn't look like it. Oh, it is Godot. We'll raid this dude. Hang out with him for a little bit. Raid never no 247. Okay. I'll probably hang out in this
Frick,
channel for a
man.
bit.
Frick, man.
Oh, he's got some cool stuff going on in his code. Ooh, he's doing multiplayer too, like me.
So all we're running is
Cool. Excited to talk to this dude.
we are running auto login player, which is in authorization.
Ooh, this is my new favorite streamer. Okay, see you guys later.
And auto login player